Next stop on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to SANAIR Raceway in Sonepie, Quebec, Canada, just in the outskirts of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. As we're here today for the running of the Molson Canadian Twin 300s. As this is the first dual race of the season. The purpose of this dual race, by the way, being well, some of the tracks I wanted to use in the Castrol GTX Cup Series Tour for a custom season there, yet keeping the tracks real, can't hold 40 cars, and so therefore, consequently, I thought dual races would be a perfect idea to do races without any DNQs. I mean, yeah, you're going to have two winners in a race, so in the races we are going to have here today, but still, I think it's a logical idea. So there you have it with that, and here, and the first race of this dual race today at Montreal is going to be it's going to involve the bottom 20 drivers in the points. Race number 2 will involve the top 20 drivers in the points coming into SANAIR. Now this is going to be now the lineups are not going to be the same as they are for the next dual race, obviously, which will be at Louisville Motor Speedway in Louisville, Kentucky. It will not be the same lineups. Obviously, it'll be the points coming into a dual race, not after, not well, you get the idea. So here's the start line for the first dual race here. On the pole, it is Phil Parker in car number 5, the Quaker State Chevrolet. He's alongside Mitchell Collins in car number 12, the Pennzoil Dodge. Second row, he's car number 43, Mike Becker, and beside him, car number 14, Matt McIntyre. Next row down, he's car number 18, Nathan Hudson in the Interstate Battery Chevrolet. He won a season at Charlotte in the 600. He's alongside car number 42, Nicky Martinez. Next row down has car number 43, Mike Becker in the STP Pontiac. He's alongside Next row down is car number 30, Ryan George in the Pittsburgh Steelers Chevrolet. He's alongside car number 8, Matt Haas. The Speed Raceway Pontiac. He won a season in the also race at Charlotte. Next round, Cassie Dent in car number 84, the Harley Quinn Suicide Squad Ford. She's alongside car number 88, Kay Anderson in the Goodwrench Chevrolet. Next row down, Kat Batson in 70, the Jelly Belly Jelly Beans Ford. She's alongside car number 19, Rob Evans in the Napa Power Monte Carlo. Next row down is car number 59, the winner at Talladega this season, Zachary Fitzwater in the Marina Fox Foundation Dodge. He's alongside the other Suicide Squad member team, Ty Dent in this number 76 car. His car is the Joker. Next row down is car number 97, Zach Winkle in the John Deere Ford. He's alongside Jay Jefferson in car 48, the Pizza Hut Chevrolet. Next row, car number 52, Mason Wood in the G Fuel in a G Fuel Dodge. He's alongside Taylor Durtis in the Sheets Chevrolet car number 41. And starting shotgun in the field will be car number 01, Jake Emerson in the U.S. Army Jimmy John's Ford, or Chevrolet, excuse me. He's alongside car number 91, the Mopar Dodge of Jordan Anderson. so now, but like I said, the dual lineups for today's race at SANAIR Raceway are not going to be the same lineups as you'll have for the next dual race, which, like I said, will be at Louisville Motor Speedway in Louisville, Kentucky, for the Kentucky Twin 300s. Here, these are top 20 and bottom 20 points coming into a dual race there. The last race we had on the tour was at Michigan Speedway, where we saw Matt McIntyre take the victory in that race, by the way. The points coming into a dual race will be how you line up will be how you line up for each race, obviously. Now this is not in points order. They'll still have to qualify for the races here. So that's why Phil Parker, even though he's not 21st in the points, I think I think he is 21st in the points. Excuse me on that one, but he still qualified pole for the race here. Mitchell Collins is not 22nd in the points, but he is starting second in this race here. So you kind of get the idea of what I'm talking about here. So just because the lineups for the first race and the second race here. So as the command's been given for the engines here, what I'm going to say here, just because you're in a second dual race, just because you're in one of the duels today at Montreal, does not necessarily mean you're going to be in race race one of the duels at the next dual race on the tour at Louisville. So that's basically what I'm trying to say here. Phil Parker is on the pole of this race here. He'll roll off alongside Mitchell Collins as the field comes off the second turn here. This is a triangle-shaped racetrack at SANAIR Raceway here at 0.826 miles here. The track a multi-purpose facility. Here, there's a track. The track is a multi-purpose facility. You have not only the triangle track here as we're running here today, but also a drag strip at here at SANAIR Raceway, where the NHRA used to run, but now used for nothing more than a bracket track. As the green flag flies, we're underway at SANAIR for the Molson Canadian twin duels. Phil Parker leads him down here, and in the second position now goes Mike Becker in car number 43 as they come off turn number 2. Now into turn number 3. This track here, as we mentioned, very short here, about maybe 8-9 of a mile in length. The pole speed for this race, the pole speed for the second dual race at least, was 117 miles per hour. That's how fast they'll run on this track here, as Phil Parker leads him down. Becker's in second position, battle for third. Now going on between Nathan Hudson and Mitchell Collins. They come off turn number 3 as they'll complete the second lap of this race here. This is 2 30-lap races we're going to have here today. As they come off turn number 1 here, Hudson pulls ahead of Collins for the moment. As again, this is a battle for third spot here. Ryan George is in 5th position. Cassie Dent's in 6th. As she's gotten by Nikki Martinez. In fact, you got another woman right there. That's Kat Batson trying to pass by Nikki Martinez. And Kat Batson, she's had some really good runs this season in that number 70 car. The problem is she's had a lot of foul luck this season. Her best finish was a second on a couple of occasions though, but she's not yet won today here this season. She's trying to look for that first win this season in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. She's won in the series before, though, but never in this machine, though, and she hopes to change that here today or sometime during the season. Batson now comes off the third corner here as she is running right now in the 8th position behind Nikki Martinez in 7th. 9th is Zachary Fitzwater. 10th is Zach Winkle. 11th is Matt McIntyre. 12th is Mason Wood. 13th, Matt Haas. 14th is Ty Dent. 15th, Kate Anderson. 16th is Jake Emerson. 17th is Taylor Curtis. 18th is Rob Evans. 19th is Jay Jefferson. And Jordan Anderson runs in 20th position. But this man, Phil Parker, is the man leading the pack right now. But Mike Becker keeping it close in second position right now for the moment in the STP Pontiac. Last time Phil Parker went the victory lane in the Castrol GTX Cup Series was in the Daytona 500 last season 2016. At least he has that win in his disposal as he comes off turn number 3 to complete another lap here. That completes 6 laps in the books, and we have 24 laps to go. Excuse me. And he's clicked off his fastest lap of the race at 116.158 miles per hour. Fastest lap of the race so far in this first dual race is Matt McIntyre, or I should say, excuse me, that's Nathan Hudson, excuse me, at 116.187. So, Mike Baker not far behind at 116.6, and now Phil Parker does now have the fastest lap of the race at 116.283. So, as I'm saying all this, here Phil Parker clicked off his fastest lap of the race here, and he has got definitely the car to beat at this moment. But Mike Becker not far behind him right now in that number 43 machine as they come through turns turn number 3 here. You're riding on board with Mike Becker. He has one of our in-car cameras in this first dual race. They get a neat view of how they drive this racetrack here at SANAIR Raceway here. See him down about 98 miles an hour in turn number 3. Now he comes off the third corner. See how fast he goes on the front stretch here at Montreal. 145, 148 miles an hour into turn number 1. Then down to 99 miles an hour in the turn 1. Now he comes off the first turn up to 140 miles an hour into turn number 2. Then down to 110. Lets off a little bit. Now down this straightaway up to 143 miles an hour into the third turn, and down to 98 coming through the third corner. And Becker will click off a lap of 116.108 on that lap here. His fast lap of 116.217. But that's how they drive this track at Montreal, Quebec, Canada. We mentioned this is a triangle track there. This is the second triangle track we've been on this season. We of course had to stop the season at Pocono. But Pocono, of course, is a much bigger track than Montreal, obviously. Here, this track, we mentioned about 9/10 of a mile in length. Pocono, obviously, being a 2.5 mile racetrack here, but it's triangle shaped, obviously, a whole lot different. This is shaped more like an equilateral triangle, which if you know your triangles is a triangle of all 3 equal sides. So, but anyway, you get what I'm saying here. This track here at Montreal, not the least bit, not as easy to drive, but it's a little bit more challenging than Pocono, obviously, because this is a short track, so that we go to on the tour. But as you see right now, though, not much competition happening right now. The field kind of gotten single file a little bit here. As we watch Mason Wood running in 11th position, trying to take 10th position from Zach Winkle. Winkle's in 10th position. 9th is still Fitzwater. 8th is still Kat Batson. 7th is still Nikki Martinez. Cassie Dent running in 6th. 5th is Mitchell Collins. 4th is Ryan George. 3rd at the moment is Nathan Hudson. Then Mike Becker, and then Phil Parker, still the leader of the race here, as they're averaging now 115 miles per hour after 14 laps of this race here. So we're about halfway home. Excuse me, in the first dual race. And this is from the rear bumper of Mitchell Collins' car. He has the other in-car camera in this first dual race here. There's only 2 of them in this dual race. Collins looking right at the back bumper front bumper, I should say, of the Harley Quinn Suicide Squad machine of Cassie Dent, and even her fire suit and helmet looks like looks like Harley Quinn, by the way. Field rounds off the third turn. You see Cassie make a look to the inside of Mitchell Collins as they go into turn number 1. Not quite enough there. Not quite enough of a run to try to make a run at the number 12 machine as they come through turn number 2. So basically, what this has turned to is a bit of a train here. At Montreal SANAIR Raceway as they come down the front stretch. Got to look at the pace car right there. Nikki Martinez, of course, she's the right there behind Cassie Dent, but she is right now. But she, of course, the part of the formidable team, the formidable 2-car team owned by Angel Navarro, who by the way will be in the second dual race here because he is in the top 20 in the points coming into this race. Yeah, but Martinez here had a Martinez, of course, you remember, had a heartbreaker at Michigan. She had the lead with like 6 laps remaining in the race there, and of course, you remember she blew up in front. She blew up, or the engine blew up on her right in front of the entire field while leading the race, and caused a 20-car pileup in turns 1 and 2 in that race there, and that caused obviously a green-white checkered restart that gave the lead and the win to Matt McIntyre. It gave the lead and the win to Matt McIntyre in that racer. So Martinez hopes now after that little ordeal at Michigan, she hopes to find her way to victory lane. As we're now less than 10 laps remaining in this race. Now we're at 9 to go now. Kat Benson running in 8th. We told you her story. Zachary Fitzwater. Well, this is not the run he's wanted. This is not the season he's wanted with this team he's got here. Fitzwater in that number 59 Marina Fox Foundation Dodge. He does have a win, however, as we mentioned, that came in the Winston 500 at Talladega. But Fitzwater right now having a decent run, running in 9th position right now. And Zach Winkle in the John Deere Ford running in 10th position here. He's having a quiet season so far, but not all that great, unfortunately for him, though. So his car has run like a deer in some races, but some races it has not. So couldn't resist that line. As I'm looking at the back end of his car, saying nothing runs like a deer. So, and that's another thing too. I mentioned, while mentioning both races are going to be counting for points. By the way, here the bottom 20 in the points. Well, I mentioned the bottom 20 in points gets the same amount of points that the top 20 in points will be getting where they finish in this race there. So that is to say that, of course, the first place finisher of both races may get 180 to 185 points, and of course, and then 170 for second, 165 for third, and so on and so forth down the line. But for the bottom 20 drivers in the points, it is an opportunity to make up some ground that they can, though. If there's some people in this field has won races this season. Parker, unfortunately for him, is not one of them, as he's now 5 laps away from trying to get that first victory, but Becker's still close behind him. So, but what I'm saying here, this will benefit the bottom 20 drivers in the points maybe better than it could the top 20 who you'll see in the second race. So for them, it's an opportunity to try to make up some ground they can here, points-wise here. Mike Becker, right now, though, in a pretty good position here. His best finish, I think, this season, I think was a second on a couple of occasions, and he, too, trying to find the key to victory lane this season. He hopes to do so this season, too, much like Parker up ahead of him. Nathan Hudson, on the other hand, well, as I said, he won in his maiden voyage with Interstate Batteries as a sponsor at the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte in that wild finish we had over in that race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So Hudson has a win under his belt this season here, and right there behind him, Ryan George. He's had kind of a spotty season so far too. So that fourth place, so if he could stay where he's at, or even try to improve on that position he's in right now in the race, this will be a big pick me up for him in the points too. Mitchell Collins, well, he hopes for big things with Pennzoil as a sponsor this season. Though he's had some good runs now, however, but much like guys like Phil Parker and Cat Batson and some of the others in the field here, his luck's been kind of foul this season for him as well too. So Mitchell hopes to have a really good second half of the season here in the Castrol GTX Cup Series this season. But right now, the white flag will wave over Phil Parker. He has 1 lap remaining in this race here, on his way to his first victory of the season here. And like I said, this is going to be strange here, having dual races, and you're going to have twin winners in this race here. But that's the way this format works here as they come through turns, as they come off turn number 2. Parker now eyes the third and final turn here, and he'll come off that third corner. And Phil Parker, car number 5, rounds the third corner, and he will win the First race of the Molson Canadian Twin 300s. Phil Parker, the number 5 Quaker State Chevrolet, will go to victory lane here, and as he in the first dual race. Mike Becker will finish in second position. Nathan Hudson comes home third. Fourth will go to Ryan George. Fifth to Mitchell Collins. Sixth, Cassie Dent. Seventh place will go to Nikki Martinez. Eighth place will go to Kat Batson. Ninth to Zachary Fitzwater. And 10th to Zach Winkle. Rest of the finishing order for you here. 11th will be Mason Wood. 12th, Matt McIntyre. 13th, Ty Dent. 14th, Jake Emerson. Taylor Gertis, 15th. 16th will go to Matt Haas. 17th, Kate Anderson. 18th will go to Rob Evans. 19th, Jay Jefferson. And 20th to Jordan Anderson. So that will do it in the first dual race. We'll be right back with race number 2 of the Molson Canadian Twin 300s right after this. Back at SANAIR Raceway in Saint-Pie, Quebec, Canada, just outside of Montreal. So we're here today for the running as we're back for race number 2 of the Molson Canadian Twin 300s. As we're set for race number 2. This right here is the top 20 drivers in the points coming into this race at Montreal. We saw the first race. We saw the first dual race already completed here. Phil Parker won what was a rather quiet race here at SANAIR Raceway. Let's see how the top 20 drivers in the points do here today. On the pole, it is Joshua Osborne, car number 10, the Driven to Honor Chevrolet. He's alongside Jessica Shelton in car number 11, the Bud Light Ford. She won a season at Martinsville Speedway. Second row, we'll see Seth Cullen, car number 25, the Flat Out Racing Network Chevrolet. He's alongside Charles Sanford in car number 03, the Coke Vanilla Chevrolet. Both Charles and Seth has in-car cameras by the way for today's race. Third row sees Kev Shearer in car 69, the Waste Management Chevrolet. He's alongside car number 44 of Angel Navarro in a Z-Line Designs New York Rangers Pontiac. And Kev, by the way, won the season at Richmond. Next row down sees car number 17, Jesse Turner, the winner of the season at California in the Zest Soap Ford. He's alongside car 3, the GM Goodrich Chevrolet Cole Deaver. It sits alongside. Next row, Trent Dunham in car number 1, the Sonic the Hedgehog Sega Chevrolet. He's alongside Dylan Poteet in car number 22, the Caterpillar Dodge. Next row has a couple of Buckeyes. Levi McIntyre in 17, or I should say number 99, the Marvel Studios WWE Zeb Bellringer Ford. He's alongside the number 9 Melly Yellow Pontiac of Kyle Matthews. Matthews won a season at North Wilkesboro, while McIntyre won a season at the Nashville Super Speedway. Next row is Cole Baker in car number 20, the Dollar General SKF Ford. The Dollar General SKF Chevrolet, He's alongside number 4. It is William Brock in the Synovus Bank Chevrolet. Next row down has car number 24, Tyler Deaver in the DuPont Chevrolet. He's alongside number 6, Zach Rogers, 2-time winner season so far. In the Burger King Dodge, Rogers won a season at Riverside and Atlanta. Next row has Keith Batson, the Daytona 500 winner in the Napa Filters Ford. He's alongside 2-time winner season as well, Quentin Moore in the Racing with Jesus Boston Barbecue Sauce Ford. And starting shotgun in the field will be car number 16, Johnny Gardner in the Ineos Motor Oil Chevrolet. He's alongside car number 2, Dylan Young in the Miller Ford. Young won a season at Homestead, while Johnny won a season over at Rockingham and Bristol. So that's the lineup for race number 2 of the Molson Twin 300, the Molson Canadian Twin 300s. Here at this triangle track that is SANAIR Raceway. Here we saw, as we mentioned, a quiet race in race number 1. These drivers here, hopefully for them, a little bit more of a race here in race number 2 here. So the field, as the field is lined up here, here's the command to fire the engines here at SANAIR Raceway. Commands given the party entrance as we get set for the last 30-lap dual race here at Montreal, here at SANAIR Raceway in Son Peak, Quebec, Canada. As the field lines up for the start. Field already rolled off of the warm-up lane here at this triangle racetrack, this triangle-shaped racetrack at Montreal. You got a Ford versus Chevrolet front row here. In-car cameras we mentioned. The two in-car cameras will be carried in this dual race. So we mentioned will be Seth Cole and Charles Sanford as the pace car ducks off on the pit road here. Field led in the hands of Joshua Osborne and Jessica Shelton. Those will be the front row for this race here. For this second dual race, I should say. Pace car is already off on the pit road here as the field waits for the green flag off the third corner. And the green flag flies, and we are underway here in the second dual race at Montreal. Off the third corner they come here. Joshua Osborne leads the first lap of this race here. Jessica Shelton goes to second place. Third is Seth Cole. Fourth is Charles Sanford. Fifth position now is Kev Shearer in battle for sixth between Jesse Turner and Angel Navarro as they come off turn number 2. Turner and Navarro still side by side as they come off the second corner here as they got Trent Dunham, Seth Cole, and Trent Dunham, Cole Deaver, and Levi McIntyre all behind them. Dunham right now running in eighth position. Cole Deaver in ninth, and Levi McIntyre right now runs in 10th position as they go through turn number 2. See some of those cars all strewn out all over the place here as you see Dunham now go to the inside of Angel Navarro. Battle for 7th place between those two drivers here. As now Jesse Turner goes inside of Charles Sanford. That's for 5th position. On board with Charles Sanford in car number 03. Sanford won the season at Sonoma, California on the road course. You can talk about the next race on the tour here. That's quite a contrast from what the track we're at here today at SANAIR Raceway, because the next race on the tour after this will be at the Pepsi 400 at Daytona this season for the Pepsi 400, a mid-season classic. And then after that, we'll be going to another new track here, the Milwaukee Mile for the Die Hard 250 race here today, or this season, I should say. Sanford right now, you're riding with him in 6th position here. Up ahead of him is Kev Shearer in 4th place here as Sanford's still trying to battle with Jesse Turner for position. Turner was the winner this season at Auto Club Speedway in California. And Sanford will now take that 5th position back as they come off the 4th corner, or off the 3rd corner, excuse me. There's 3 turns at SANAIR, not 4. But the front 4 is broken away here of Joshua Osborne, Jessica Shelton, Seth Cole, and Kev Shearer. That's the top 4 at the moment here. Field's now getting spread out here. Field's now starting to get single file a little bit here. We saw him get single file about maybe around this time in the first dual race here. You see Tower Deaver now running right behind his brother Cole at the moment. Cole Deaver driving the Dale Earnhardt GM Goodwrench colors, and Tyler Deaver, his brother, driving the Jeff Gordon colors in this race. Right now, Cole has 10th position. Tyler wants 10th. He's running in 11th at the moment. Tyler trying to make the move to the inside here, trying to find some room on Cole Deaver as they go through turn number 1, and now he comes off this first corner. Cole Deaver right now running in 10th position here. Up ahead of him, Levi McIntyre in 9th. Angel Navarro is in 8th position at the moment. Trent Dunham's taking that spot away from him. Cole Baker's in 12th position. 13th, is Keith Badson. 14th is Johnny Gardner. 15th is Kyle Matthews. 16th is Dylan Young. 17th is Dylan Poteet as those two battle for position here. Young in the 2, Poteet in 22. Poteet has a slight advantage for the moment, but Young still trying to make the move on the inside. Dylan Young, remember, started dead last in this dual race, and he's trying to make his way back up to the field here. In the short amount of time we got there, we're coming up on 11 laps in the books and 19 to go in the second dual race. Quentin Moore's in 18th position. 19th is Zach Rogers, and 20th at the moment is William Brock. But right now, Joshua Osborne's got it all well in hand here at Montreal as he leads another lap here. Here, Osborne in number 10, driven to honor Chevrolet. That's the 2015 paint scheme of Jennifer Jo Cobb, and one of the Truck Series drivers in the Gainer Outdoors Truck Series. As Osborne, a huge fan of hers, as we mentioned too. Probably one of the few in the NR2000, probably one of the very few in the NR2003 that are. But Osborne has always liked her, and that's why the paint scheme of his machine. He's not yet as odd as it may seem, though. Osborne has not yet won this season, so this will count for a win if he holds on. We saw Phil Parker get his first win this season in race number 1, so same thing could happen to Osborne here. But Jessica Shelton keeping up the pressure, though. She's in second position. She's not giving up in that light blue number 11 Bud Light machine. Margin that time by between the front two cars here is just a little over 0.3 of a second here. Seth Cole in second position is in third position, less than 0.7 back here. There you see, there's a good look at Seth in the Flat Out Racing Network Chevrolet. Riding with Seth Cole in car number 25. He's in third spot. And Seth is another one that's looking for that first victory this season too. And he is within striking distance, but as we've seen here at the SANAIR Raceway here, trying to pass the cars for the lead. Not all that, well, the cars are close up, but trying to pass them for the lead, though, that's a bit of a tricky process, as you'll probably, is what I'm trying to say here. And frankly, with this package, we have not seen very many passing here this season too for the top spot. I mean, we've seen races with late changes, yes, but still, not much here. Not much anywhere on the tour here. Of course, the competitive races we've had were the ones we expected: Talladega, Daytona, and Charlotte. But still, Seth coming off corner number 2 here as they come down the back stretch into turn number 1, I should say. Now he goes through turn number 2. Just past halfway home in this race here, as we're now 18 in the books and 12 laps remaining in this race here in race number 2. Fourth position right now is Kev Shearer. Fifth is Charles Sanford as they come down off turn number 1. 6th is Jesse Turner. 7th is Trent Dunham. 8th is Angel Navarro. 9th is Levi McIntyre, and again Cole Deaver runs in 10th position as he's trying to still holding off his brother Tyler for that spot. And now Deaver trying to close up on the 99 car of Levi McIntyre here as he's now pulled up to the back bumper of that number 99 Marvel Studios Ford. That's for 9th place. Those two are battling for. And now Angel Navarro now goes to the inside of Trent Dunn, trying to get him for position here as Navarro looks to the low side through turn number 1 here as he, but nothing doing for the moment here. That's 7th place on your screen. Off turn number 4 or turn number 3 here. Navarro goes to the low side of Trent Dunham for position. Does not do so for the moment as he falls back in line. And those two have pulled ahead from Levi McIntyre off turn number through turn number 2. You get a good look at the whole field from the spectator view. And that's what it looks like if you're sitting there from the grandstands at SANAIR Raceway as they come off the 3rd corner. Roof cam from Charles Sanford's car, again from 5th position. Up ahead, Cab Sheeran 4th. Those front 4 cars have pulled away here, but Sanford trying to join this battle here, and you see his speed 149 miles an hour into turn number 1. Up to 140 through into turn number 2 here, down about 115 or so through the 2nd corner. And Charles down about 97 miles an hour into turn number 3. So as he goes into turn number 1 of 149 miles an hour into turn number 1. And his last lap 116.175. Fastest lap of this dual race so far set by Cab Shear at 116.715. But meantime, battle for 2nd going on between Seth Cole and Jessica Shelton for position. Shelton trying to hold Seth off. Seth looks to the low side, trying to find some clean air, but it's closed up a little bit though, but not really all that much. And Shelton has kept it close on Osborne though for the lead though, even though she has not successfully made a move on him for the top spot here. She hopes that the draft she gets off of Seth Cole here, and that's a term you don't normally hear on a short track. But she hopes that She hopes that draft will try to close her up to the back bumper of Osborne's car. But as we've seen here, passing very, very tough here at SANAIR Raceway near Montreal. So this track here, as we discussed, not much passing here today, but close racing still nonetheless, so at least, but still, the Twin 300s now, race number 2 is now down already to 3 laps remaining here as Joshua Osborne continues to hang on to that top spot. Give you a quick rundown, see where everybody's at right now. Jesse Turner trying to close up on Seth Cole for position. 2 laps remaining in race number 2. Poteet's dropped back now. We saw him battle with Dylan Young for position. And he's dropped back a couple spots since that time as the white flag's about to be displayed to Joshua Osborne, the number 10, driven to honor Chevrolet as he comes off the 3rd corner. White flag waves, 1 lap remaining. Phil Parker in the Quaker State Chevy got his first race win of the season as he won race number 1 of this Molson Canadian Twin 300s. Joshua Osborne looks to be on his way to doing the same thing here as he comes off the 3rd corner. Here, checker flag is in hand here, and Joshua Osborne wins race number 2 of the Molson Canadian Twin 300s. Osborne gets the win. Shelton comes home second. Third will go to Seth Cole. Fourth will be Kev Shear. Fifth place will be Charles Sanford. Sixth will be Jesse Turner. Seventh, Trent Dunham. Eighth, Angel Navarro. Ninth, Levi McIntyre. And 10th will go to Cole Deaver. Average speed 116.026 in the second dual race, at least it was here, as Osborne close to. Osborne was on the brake so much, Shelton almost rear-ended him there, I guess, but still. So that will do it here today at SANAIR Raceway in Solon Peak, Quebec, Canada here. As the rest of the finishing order for you here, Tyler Deaver will come home in 11th. 12th will go to Cole Baker. 13th, Keith Batson. 14th, Johnny Gardner. 15th will be Kyle Matthews. 16th will be Dylan Young. Quentin Moore, 17th. 18th, Zach Rogers. 19th, Dylan Poteet. And William Brock will finish in 20th. So that will do it here today at SANAIR Raceway in Solon Peak, Quebec, Canada here. And if you like what you see here, what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got interests, we got gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA Seth desires for this channel. Be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series, which is in full swing on this channel as well too. Excuse me. And I guarantee his races are a lot better than what I have to offer too, and you will not regret checking them out neither. So that will do it here today for the Molson Canadian Twin 300s. Congratulations again to Phil Parker, winner of race number 1, and Joshua Osborne, winner of race number 2. This is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA. Off on racing at its best. We will see you at the Pepsi 400 at Daytona.